Alex, living in the wilderness of Oregon, one day woke up to a strange noise at the door, expecting to see a raccoon or a bear. To his astonishment, he discovered a little lynx kitten on the doorstep, trembling and hungry. Alex decided to help it, unaware that this morning would mark the beginning of an unusual story. The little creature had spotted fur. Trying not to scare it, Alex placed a bowl of food by the door. To his surprise, the lynx approached, cautiously sniffed, and greedily devoured everything down to the last crumb. After satisfying its hunger, it disappeared into the forest, blending with the shadows. The next morning, still pondering the unusual encounter, Alex heard the familiar sound at the door again. When he opened it, he was truly shocked. Not only was the lynx kitten from yesterday on the porch, but also its entire family. 7 lynxes, including the mother and 6 playful cubs, had set up a real nursery by his house. The cubs frolicked, chased each other, hid behind flower pots, and pretended to hunt. Their leaps were light and graceful. In their movements, one could feel the agility that characterizes these predators. Their mother, majestic and calm, stood nearby, watchfully observing every move of her young ones and occasionally casting glances at the house. Alex couldn't believe his eyes. Lynxes, typically extremely elusive animals that avoid contact with humans, suddenly became so close. This encounter was like a frame from a wildlife documentary, but with the difference that it was happening right in front of him. Alex understood how rare and precious this scene was. He knew that lynxes preferred to stay in the shadows of the forest, hunt at night, and avoid any encounters with humans. As a photographer, Alex couldn't miss the moment. He grabbed his camera and began to shoot. Through the lens, he watched the cubs play, how the mother occasionally stepped closer to the house as if checking whether it was safe to be so near a human. He managed to capture every moment. The soft leaps of the lynxes, their daring attacks on each other, the curiosity with which they explored the porch. These shots became living testimonies of how beautiful and unpredictable nature is. At one point, one of the cubs noticed Alex through the window. It froze, staring at him with its huge yellow eyes, but sensing calmness and the absence of threat, it returned to its games. This scene particularly touched Alex. It showed that even in the wild, for several hours, Alex enjoyed this spectacle, taking dozens of photographs. He tried not to disturb the animals, observing them from the house. When the lynxes finally disappeared into the forest, Alex felt he had witnessed a true miracle. These animals, so wild and independent, allowed him to become part of their world for a brief moment. In the following days, Alex often returned to this encounter. In his thoughts, he revisited his photographs, admiring the grace and power of these animals. Every detail reminded him of how important it is to preserve nature in its pristine form. Lynxes, like many other wild animals, need protection for their habitat. Oregon, with its dense forests and reserves, was one of the few places where such encounters are still possible.